can Aston Villa beat PSG?
I don't
think
see a reason why not, actually.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Futbol Kaki. I am your host Elder and I am joined by the man who has decided to join England after leaving from Portugal last week. Mr. Paul E, how are you, bro?
I'm doing well, bro. This is like I mentioned last year, right? This is the Women's World Cup jersey.
Yeah, it's a nice jersey.
Yeah, I bought
it's
from
a really nice
Shopee
jersey.
For like $14.
But it reminds me of like the old Man United Nike jersey.
Oh yeah,
the one
black
with
one
that
here.
blue thing, the black color one.
Yeah.
The David Beckham's like last season, Ronaldo's first season.
Yeah.
Those are jerseys. It's like a throwback jersey. Yeah.
How can they make such nice jerseys for the Women's World Cup, right? And then so lousy versions of like for the men's Euros. I just feel like it's not very fair lah.
No, but it's funny because like the women's jerseys are actually different from the men's jerseys. So like even like with the Spain one, right? Like Spain has this very like Spain's men's jerseys, right? Is always the red for the home, then the white for the away one, ma.
Yeah.
Then they have this like bluish or like bluish black type of like third kit that they will wear.
Yeah, I understand.
Whereas like if you see the ladies one, right, there's this like pinkish rainbow type of like away kit.
Yeah, it's like
quite nice.
More variety and
yeah, correct.
Yeah,
it's like more fashion heavy and fashion forward, right? But I wanted to ask you this thing, right? I was watching like a video, like Mini Minter.
Yep.
So Mini Minter, right? He does this. He was doing like I think videos, right, where like he got this bunch of like things from a football jersey website, right? Where basically you can pick premium or vintage, and you get a random jersey.
Okay.
In a box. So you're basically playing a jersey roulette.
You're paying for a FIFA pack, but for a jersey lah. Right?
For a jersey, right? Will you do it or not?
No. No, why not? I will just pick whatever I want lah. When I have the option to buy it, right?
Yeah.
I'll just choose what I want. Why would you leave it to
let's say you just do a roulette like maybe once or twice.
Okay, how much
just for the fun of it?
The price of it determines will I even try it or not.
Okay, standard
like £100
jersey
right?
price.
Then no.
Let's say for example, right? Like most of the time, most of the jerseys now is $100. Right?
Then no. I'll just bro, if I'm willing to spend $100, I should be able to get the jersey I want.
That is fair.
Yes.
That is true.
If you say lucky draw for $10, $20, okay, maybe I try.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like your price has to be justifiable to the means lah.
Yeah, because if I can pay the same amount for the jersey that I want, right? Why am I paying for something that for the same price for a chance at luck?
That is true. That is true. Like look, I look at it more towards like it's an interesting concept because it's like sometimes you go to like Amazon where they give you a mystery box.
Yep.
Those are mystery box things, right? So it's an interesting concept because it's like, okay, I'm gonna play to chance. But the problem is that what happens, I got put it in my thoughts, right? What happens, right, if I get the roulette, right? Then I get a Liverpool jersey. Or like, if let's say I get like a Barcelona jersey. Or like a club that I really better hand. So like,
then you
give me a
just get rid of it.
I think I'll be like, why am I getting a Manchester City jersey?
Okay, wait. Last one. Speaking of like roulettes and chance at fate, right?
Yeah.
If I give you the option now, the option of $100,000 now, or flip a coin for $10 million. What will you choose?
I will take the 100k now.
Right. See, if you go for the certainty, right?
No, I will go for
if
the
it's reasonable,
certainty.
you'll take the certainty
No,
for sure.
I will go for the certainty, right? But I will find a way to flip that certainty into 10 million.
No. As in, don't put hypothetical. Just these two options now.
I will take the certainty because based on my personality,
I will flip the coin.
That's why.
Okay, imagine you take the 100k, right? But you lose out on the 10 million. Like you take 100k knowing that you gave up $10 million.
Yeah, but there's also a chance that I won't get the 100 million. I won't get the 100 million also.
It's okay. Then you just status quo like how you are now lah.
Yeah, but at least
because 100k
I'm 100k richer, right?
It's not exactly life changing.
It's not. But the thing is that you can use the 100k to go and generate into something, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying if you don't get 100k, you still end up.
Wait, but I also have this thing, right? I also have this thing. You must understand, based on the history that both of us have, right, with FUT packs, you will have more pack luck than me.
That's why chance like that don't come often in your life. So if there's a chance to flip a coin for 10 million, why not?
It's basically like that time when we do icon pack, right? If I do the icon pack, right, you will probably maybe get Cruyff, right? I will probably get who?
In the words of me and Media, right? Just do the icon.
Right. Wait, no.
Just
but then the thing is that why does it feel like we are talking about like how we were doing FUT? We had this debate in over icon package particularly.
Because anyway, this is a football thing, right? So I think,
Yeah.
why would you stick with the same player for the next 2 months when you have a chance at like a Johan Cruyff now?
But then but the thing is that you have a chance at Johan Cruyff, right? But you also have a chance
Bobby
at
Moore.
like what? Bobby Moore.
No, that's why you need to.
Bobby Moore, Ian Rush.
Sometimes,
You got one already.
yeah, a game is just a game. You need to enjoy it and have fun. No, because the only way to get rich, right, is to try things like that, right? Unless you put money in the game, lah. Yeah, so end up, me dad did get Johan Cruyff. I got Pele, right?
And I got
Riquelme.
yeah.
Okay lah. I think if you at that point if you had gotten like a fun mid-tier icon is okay.
Bro, I remember it was what? Argentina Riquelme.
We all thought Maradona, right?
Everybody thought Maradona.
Okay lah, but yeah, I remember you did get the Ronaldinho once.
I didn't.
The icon pick, the 3 picks, you got the Ronaldinho one. Then I was like, wow, bro, if only I got the Ronaldinho. You did, bro. I remember you got the Ronaldinho.
Oh yeah, I did. But I didn't get
prime version somewhere.
I get that one. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that there was one period I was the only idiot with a Team 4 icon.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is never try, never know, bro.
Yeah, but
responsibly.
But you also have to think
responsibly.
Really. At the end of the day, right, down to personality, I'm risk averse. I'm gonna take a calculated risk.
But responsibly. Because you have the means to go and try, right? Then why not lah? You know?
Correct, yeah. Correct. Why are you holding a brush?
Oh, it's the keyboard, the brush. Yeah.
Okay, so with that, right? Hello everybody, we are the Futbol Kaki. We are back this week after a very uneventful Manchester derby yesterday. Oh, wow, it was so boring.
Yeah, it's not even worth talking about it. So
the
match is as boring as the scoreline. So
yes, there was nothing about it, right? It was probably the most unanticipated Manchester derby, like Paul said last week, that I've ever seen in my life.
Correct.
Oh, it was just not fun lah. But
bro, even the Thomas Cook Man City derby was like interesting.
Was more interesting. The Thomas Cook and Vodafone.
Yeah, what Sun Ji Hai and Steven Ireland. Yeah, at least those give us a fight, you know?
Yeah, but in terms of the aspects of boring, right? We do have something that we want to address in our what's going on, which we will keep for later. I will leave it to that. I will not say anything yet. Then today we are going to talk about European season because the Champions League has reached its last 8 and Manchester United are in the Europa League, right? In a situation whereby this could be the only chance of silverware and a chance to go to the Champions League. But to just let everybody know, right, by the time the episode comes out, right, the matches that are Inter Bayern and Arsenal Real Madrid would already have happened by the time the episode ends. So we are not really going to talk about it. I think the focus today will probably be predominantly on Aston Villa and PSG because in a situation where everything goes smooth, right? Aston Villa could find themselves in the Champions League semi-final.
Ooh. Yeah.
That is a very interesting thing. Whereas Manchester United Lyon, right? Can they overcome what Paul said called an allergy towards scoring goals? That is Manchester United. So, bro, to begin this week's episode, what is your what's going on?
Okay, what's going on, right? I saw a lot of like because sometimes I watch reviews and all this, right?
Yes.
It's like they are saying like, is this the most uneventful EPL season ever? No, in terms of like every team is like just not here, not there. Maybe only Liverpool that is capitalizing on the situation. But in terms of dominant, I feel that they're not really dominant. They're just the most consistent team ever since it started. Yeah, and then has it lost its hype in the last like maybe 2-3 months?
The EPL, right?
Yes. I would say so, right?
Yes, a bit.
Yeah, I said, but we're not taking away anything from Liverpool and how they are like, leading the thing, right? So I do think that they really do deserve it. It's just that in terms of entertainment and like level of play, I just don't feel like it's the same as like past seasons.
Okay,
and the quality has dropped.
I agree, but then because my direct comparison, like the most dominant season I can remember was Man City Centurion.
Okay,
in recent memory.
Maybe not dominant, but maybe like the feel of competition and like maybe challenge to the title contender. This year there's like little to no resistance, right? Maybe January, February where Arsenal was still like 8 points, that kind.
Yeah.
Then after that they just slowly backed off.
Okay, but I think like I also think about it this way because okay, so to be clear, right, the most recent dominant season is definitely the Centurions one, which is I think City won the title by 19 points, then Man United was second. So like I look at it more towards in this manner, right? Even though City dominated, right, I feel that the level of play that City had was something that none of us had really ever seen. It was like too high a standard to a point where like, it cannot be matched.
Yeah.
I feel like with this one, right, it's a situation whereby you know Liverpool are better than what they're showing.
They're
But the
overachieving.
problem is that the rest of the league is just horrible.
Yeah, so I think okay, let's not use the 100-point dominant season because that one is just one team just ran away with it.
No,
But like in terms of challenge to the title, like okay, maybe that season City came back and beat Arsenal.
yes,
Yeah, I think that was last season, right?
yeah,
Yeah, like that kind of every match they go,
they go
I
head
take
to
the
head,
lead,
one-to-one
take the lead, I
to
take the lead. Yes, and then there was still like in a way like contention for top four. So in that league table, you could see like okay, there's a title fight going on there. There's a battle for top four, and then there's a battle for fifth and sixth also.
Yes.
And then the relegation battle. So like this year,
Yes.
like literally no relegation battle at all.
You know who's going down already.
Yeah. So it's like that. We know who's gonna win. You know who's already relegated. When it's like not even, it's like the starting of April. And it's like not even like end. It's just March just ended. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. Example lah, it's like Liverpool lost over the weekend to Fulham.
Yeah, but they lost like did nothing to them.
Yeah, this one right kind of looks like how League One would look like. When PSG won the title by like 25 points.
So you lose one game.
You lose one game, it's like okay lah. I can get away with it. So there's basically no added pressure in you losing the game.
Yeah.
But I think for me, the reason why I compare it to the 100-point season, right, is because even though one team ran away with the title, and this one is definitely Liverpool running away with the title, it's inevitable. Right?
Similar, yeah.
I think the difference, right, is that the quality of play is drastically different. So like with the 100-point one, right, it's like, oh, City are too good to a point where like no matter what you do, right, you cannot beat them. This one is more to do with like Liverpool benefiting from the fact that the rest of the league is just crap.
Yeah.
And it's like if Liverpool had challenged informed Arsenal like last season and informed Man City like last season, right? I think the title race would totally be different. I think probably Liverpool maybe finished third.
No, and by now we will still be in the prime of the title fight, like the peak period of the title fight. Yeah,
correct.
It's a very like dull kind of season for all fans lah.
Yes,
except Liverpool because any team that wins the league, they'll be happy lah for sure.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
but it's also I feel like it's a bit sad because Liverpool's 20th title, right, which is this one, right, will be marked in a season where everybody thinks it's one of the worst in EPL history.
Okay lah, but to them they will say it's the best season mah.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So for us fans, we're like okay lah, because they met with little to no resistance at all.
Yep.
Yeah. See, by the time they meet Arsenal, they probably got out of honor already.
It kind of reminds me of F1.
Like Max dominant season. Yeah.
Like the Max dominant season, right? Then everybody below just fighting for second place.
Yeah.
It's like if you were to remove Liverpool, right? The second onwards is actually quite competitive.
Yeah. So it's like one, then the pack,
That one in the back. So I'm hoping that next season will be better because I think honestly, right, for many fans, right, there's no point bothering about this season anymore already. Like even a draw to Man City didn't affect us in the table.
Yep. Oh, even if we had won 5-0, so we would not have any ground at all.
We would have been 13 in the end. So it's like doesn't make like it makes like zero difference.
Yeah. Bro, all I can say is really we have to just focus on the Europa.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
I
all,
agree.
yeah.
Which brings us to our next session, which is the European team start. So this year, in the basis of EPL, currently, right, only Arsenal and Aston Villa are the two remaining European teams in the English teams in the Champions League. Sorry. Only Arsenal and Aston Villa are the two English remaining teams in the Champions League.
Yes.
Which is kind of a shock. As mentioned, we are not going to talk about Arsenal Real Madrid because of...
Okay, but just quick prediction. Maybe first leg draw or something. Quick one. Let me see whether you can do
Real Madrid 3, Arsenal 1. Like there's no way Arsenal's beating Real Madrid lah. You're everything already.
With no Gabriel, right? Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, right? Then after that, the clip will be just me getting the prediction wrong. But you quick prediction,
bro. How can you say Champions League without Real Madrid?
Right. Yes, true.
Real Madrid, bro. Yeah.
I don't really have much to say, right? But I think like the story to me of the Champions League, right, is like the biggest underdog among all the 8 teams, right, is Aston Villa lah.
Yeah, bro. Totally agree.
honestly, I ask you this question, right, bro? Can Aston Villa beat PSG? In your honest opinion,
I don't
think
see
can.
a reason why not, leh. Actually, yeah.
Yes, I agree.
If you just simple ask me, if can they beat, I say why not.
I don't disagree.
But it will be close, I feel, because PSG
No.
has now they already won the League One, right? So
Yeah.
their focus is all on this tournament now, and they're playing more of a team as compared to when Mbappe was there.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think that's a very crucial part also lah. But at the same time, don't discount Unai Emery because I think this is like the best he's achieved with Villa so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of the
Correct.
league table and Champions League.
And wasn't Unai Emery like a PSG manager?
Yep,
He was, right?
he was, yeah.
He was for a period of time. So I think it's more to do with like, can they contain Dembele? Which I think can. In terms of Aston Villa, right? Sad to say, having Marcus Rashford and Asensio actually brings out a very different type of depth to the squad that they have.
I think like Asensio and Rashford, like you said, they provide a different dynamic. Like imagine you started the season with Leon Bailey, right?
Yes.
So your wings are not that strong. But suddenly you add pace with Rashford and then Asensio, which is like a proven winner, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's a good injection halfway through the season. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. And it's not to say that they are a bad team also, because I feel that with Unai Emery, right, the team is going to be well coached. It is going to be very systematic in a sense where like they know exactly what they need to do. Plus, they're also going to be motivated. So I do feel that like there is a chance that really, at the end of the day, Aston Villa could really go to the semi-final.
Yeah.
But it's also whether they get to the final is a totally different thing. So I do think that if you were to look at PSG and Aston Villa side by side, right, I think it's an even matchup overall, because PSG, they're not star-studded anymore.
They're more of a
but
team.
Neither is Aston Villa.
Yeah, correct.
It's like team versus team really. It's no like there's not going to be a player that's going to rely on individual brilliance unless it's Dembele lah.
Or Marcus Rashford.
I haven't gotten to the point where I can say that yet. you wanted me to say it, right?
Imagine this Rashford is the Rashford that came against PSG. But
Then,
it's a far-fetched thing. We will see. No, we want him to play well because we want to get the value from him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right?
I agree. So, yeah, bro. Any like predictions for this one?
Usually 2 legs, right? Usually the first leg will be more passive. Then they will go all out in the second leg. So maybe I would say like 1-1.
1-1.
Or close win. Somebody will win closely. Maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
PSG.
Because I feel that like
Villa.
Aston Villa, they can be very good defensively also. So, okay, I'm gonna go with 2-2. Whether Marcus Rashford scores a different thing lah.
Yep.
So yeah lah. I think that's it for.
Then the other one is just Barca Dortmund, but I think Barca will just wipe the floor.
Barca will just go through. Barca will go through with them, right? Man United in the Europa League, right? I don't have a lot of hope.
No, this is all our eggs in one basket already. So
yeah,
it's similar to Mourinho's first season, right? Where he put everything in the Europa League.
I think it's similar, but the problem is that
they
Mourinho has Zlatan.
were playing well, right?
They were playing well. They had Romero, they had Zlatan, they had Pogba, they had Mkhitaryan, they had Fellaini.
Martial, like in his good form, right?
Martial,
Rashford,
Ander Herrera, right?
Yeah.
Now Man United got Onana,
Højlund, Garnacho.
Well, I can't even say any more else because my heart hurts. The blood of boy lah. So
I think what we can see is we see the first leg first. Okay, if like we down like 3-0, I think don't bother.
There's no point. You got prediction? Or you just want to leave it first?
It's like draw 0-0 or something like that.
Okay, this club really is allergic to scoring goals, bro. Like
I've never seen such a club that is allergic to scoring.
Allergic. The period where we won like the 4-1 everything, right? Because Bruno was scoring.
It's like you ask them to put the ball in the net, they will get a seizure, that kind.
Yeah. There were like what 3 or 4 clear chances yesterday in the first 10-15 minutes, right? And they just cannot score. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay
lah, bro. I think that's it. Do you have anything else to add? I think this week's episode relatively quite simple.
Yeah.
I
think next week we can talk more about the Champions League. I think when the results are all out, and then see where we are in the league table.
Yeah, I agree. Because if I'm not mistaken, next week Real Madrid Arsenal is the premier match, which is on Thursday, which we can talk about it on the episode next week.
Fair.
So, yeah. All right. So, before you go, you got anything else to add?
I don't have anything, brother.
All right. So, that is it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki. All right, so that is it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Chatter Podcast Network. Now, for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you, and we hope that you continue to watch our other shows, which of course are the Copy Bros every Monday, where we come together and talk about fun and trivial topics. And if you do like game shows, we do have the SG Draft Podcast every Friday, where we come together and draft about different topics and have fun while we do it. Now, we do have a voting element for the SG Draft Podcast, so you can actually go over to the Instagram stories every Friday to go and vote for your favorite teams. Our destiny is technically in your hands. So with that, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki. For those of you who are watching the Champions League, have fun. It has been a good week for all Liverpool fans.
The title
is coming home
for you guys. Yeah.
For you guys. But Champions League is coming. I think we're gonna have a fun and eventful end to the season for the European trophy side. So with that, bro, you got anything else to add?
Alright, bro, nothing.
Alright. So that's it for this week's episode of Futbol Kaki. Thank you so much. Have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.